Beauty fam, I am back and I am going to do a quick first impressions of the new or newish GLOWGASM face palette along with the new release of the Beauty Light Wand in PINKGASM Sunset. So if you're interested in seeing that, then keep watching. So welcome to MikiCarrBeauty. I'm MikiCarrBeauty. On my channel, I love to talk about luxury skincare and beauty. And today I was hoping to do a little quick, let's say kind of a quick-ish first impressions of this new GLOWGASM face palette. Now, what I remember and I've read is that actually this is a re-release. I think it came out maybe 2018, 2019. And I actually missed it on that first go round. So it got re-released again. And I ended up getting this through the Charlotte Tilbury website where they basically sell a duo. I think this was about $100 or $110. So I ended up getting both of these, and I've sworn off these products just because I don't like the applicator, but it looks so pretty, the color. So what I'm going to do is do a demo with the application as it's meant to be, and likely I'm probably going to depot this because I have extra jars in my beauty kit, and use it in a more, what I think is a more hygienic way. I just really don't like the application. So we'll do that today. We'll do this PINKGASM, what is it called? PINKGASM Sunset, and use that, and then the face palette. So we'll look at the products and I'll show you some of the products here and the swatches now. Okay, so I'm doing something in a little bit of a different format. I'm back filming on my phone because my memory card got damaged, and so I'm waiting for that to be delivered another day or two. So if it looks a little different, that's why. So I hope you enjoyed those product shots in outdoor natural sunny light and swatches. It's a really beautiful product. So this is what the product looks like, and it comes in this beautiful packaging. And if there's anything that Charlotte Tilbury does right, it's the packaging. I think that's part of like why her products sell so well. The marketing and the packaging is just beautiful. I mean, look at this box and this cover. And then I realized when as I was taking product shots, this is actually a face. So you can see the eyes and the lips, and then this design is just so pretty. And then when I was ordering it, my kiddo was looking over my shoulder and he kept on saying, "Why does someone keep calling you darling, mommy? Who is calling you darling?" And I was like, actually, it's just advertising, and it's Charlotte Tilbury's PR team that's putting darling in my name. So he thought that was kind of weird or kind of funny of like, why is she calling you darling? Like, who is this? I just thought out of all her palettes, this is probably the one that's going to be medium tan, brown person friendly. And I usually am not into face palettes, and I've actually tried one of her other face palettes. I can't remember what it was. It might have been a highlighter, an eyeshadow, a blush, and a bronzer, and there was like maybe 4 or 5 pans, and it was for the medium. It was like there was a light and a deep, and the deep wasn't even deep. It was like for medium. And I really just didn't like the formula. So I figured, why not try this? This looks very much more medium to tan friendly, deeper complected friendly. So I wanted to try it. I also really like baked gelée. Okay, so what I'm going to do is actually use this as a eyeshadow palette first. So what I'm going to do is actually use this to warm up my crease. Okay, I'm grabbing a rougher 15 brush into this. And because it's a baked gelée formula, I'm definitely going to use goat hair. Nice. And one of my marker is for face palettes is the versatility. And then for face palettes, I like for all of the pans to work, meaning I can use it for at least one thing. And I remember in that last face palette of hers, I did not like it. I think what it was, I just remember I didn't like one of the formulas, or 1 or 2 of the formulas in it. Okay, so this is a nice crease shade. This is like the bronzer or contour shade, so you can always use that as like a quick trick on days that you're busy, or if you're traveling and you don't want to bring much makeup, you can use the bronzer for a crease shade as well. Okay, that's pretty good. So what I'm going to do is try this deeper shade and try to use that as like another kind of crease shade. So I'm grabbing my Tom Ford 13 brush. It's also another crease brush, and just going into this upper right one. It's very pigmented. I'm going to tap it off a little bit and just see how much I can build this up. That's really pretty. There's a lot of shimmer in there, and I think it's pretty as a crease shade. Okay, that's really nice. This is definitely a color I would use on my crease. And then going back to my original brown brush and just buffing out the edges. Okay, I'm going to take this lighter shade here, Katie Jane Hughes brush. It's a number Spectrum Katie Jane Hughes, and the bottom's dirty. Number 12, I believe, and this one here. And it's definitely like more of a frosty pink. The other was more like a frosty orange. And because it's a baked gelée, I can imagine like you definitely need the right brushes for using these. Okay, I'm gonna try a different brush. It's a little stiff. Actually, I'm gonna grab this. I think it's a goat hair Fude brush, and try it on the other side. And then if it doesn't work very well, I'm gonna try to wet it. No, it's working. It's great. Okay, so that first brush wasn't as good because it didn't have as much give. It was very stiff. This is like a Fude brush, goat hair. I got from Fude Beauty. It's really a great brush. It's nice. It's a very pink look. Like, you're pretty much going to get brown, pink, and then gold. So you just gotta be okay with that. So just going back in that brown shade, just to add a little bit more dimension, because it's a very, I'm seeing a lot of pink and orange pink. Okay. And then going in with, try this highlight shade using a Pencil Pro by Sonicgy, and just going for that for the inner corner. And then using that for a brow bone highlight. This is the Soft Definer by Sonicgy. It's a Lotus series. And then using this top corner one and just using that at the bottom. the pencil brush. This is a flat definer by Sonia G, and then grabbing that brown color, the bronzer color, just to give it some depth. I will say, because it's baked gelée, it's you definitely need the right brushes for this, because it might not pick up so well, and that could be a little irritating for people if you don't have the right brushes. Just kind of pointing that out. I'm noticing that I'm having to go in several times, and it's yeah, just something that I'm noticing. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do, because of that brown, I'm kind of curious to see if I can build it up for I'm using my mini booster by Sonia G, and just taking that brown shade to see if I can use it to add depth in the outer V here. And this palette is not as deep as it could be. Like, this is definitely, they only have two options, or she had two options, a light and a deep one, and this is not deep to me. This is like a medium, because I'm a medium tan complected person. So anyone deeper than me, I don't know if this is going to work for you, even though on her website it shows somebody deeper complected than me. So that took a little bit, it was not as much impact for that brown. What I do want to try is, she says that you can use these wet, so I'm going to do that. The Lisa Eldridge Skin Enhanced Makeup Mist. So I'm wetting the brush, and then going into this shade here, just seeing it does say on the box you can use these wet, so I just want to see how much of an impact you're getting if you make the brush wet. Okay, a little bit, not a huge amount, nothing like an indie shadow, but it's okay. I just think that these two colors look so similar that it's hard to see it on the eye. Like here, I'm going to pull back. It's hard to see any sort of difference. So I kind of wish they were two different colors, but that's, you know, just me. And then just taking that original crease brush with the brown and just buffing out. Okay, so I'm going to finish my eye look with eyeliner, mascara, and brows, and then I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I did my liner, and I put mascara at least on my bottom lashes. So I'm going to try the push-up lashes, and Pillow Talk push-up lashes, these. And let me see, I'm going to open that. That's the sample. Okay, yeah, this is the one that has that flat edge that you're supposed to use, and then I think the brush. Okay, we're going to try it. Let's see how this works. Okay, I see where it pushes it up. I think that if you're a person who has already really long lashes, this is going to be nice for you, but I don't have already really nice long lashes, so this is just okay for me. For me, I need something that's like volumizing and lengthening at the same time. I don't think this really volumizes. It does push up the lashes. So yeah, I can see why people like this if you have already full or long lashes. Okay, those aren't bad actually. I like it more than I thought I would. Definitely separated and lifted. Yeah, it reminds me a little bit of my Gucci mascara. And sorry, I got a little bit here, so I didn't do the thing where you're supposed to wait. There we go. It reminds me of the Gucci mascara a little bit, where it lifts and separates. Okay, now I'm fussing. Okay, so those look fine. So what do you think about the eye look? I think it looks really pretty. I don't know if it looks like anything special. I just want to keep doing this and like adding more with my finger. Yeah, that's really pretty. I can see why people like this. Okay, so what we're going to do is use, actually I want to see what it looks like as a blush. And then we'll use the highlighter and then the bronzer. Okay, so I want to use this one first. I'm using a Sonia G Cheek Pro, goat hair. And I tapped off a little bit because I wanted to build slowly on there. It's definitely glowy. Okay, so you can see there. Okay, so it looks pretty. You can see it definitely shows up. On the camera, it doesn't translate, but I can definitely see it. It shows some of my texture. Maybe I can get up close so you can see. Maybe you think it's pretty. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually put some on the other side. I'm grabbing a Sonia G Face 2. And I'm wiping it off to make sure it's not dirty. I'm actually going to use this color, this one underneath, because that's pretty bright. I want to see if this looks any different. And I didn't powder down my face yet, by the way. It's definitely more frosty pink. This one actually shows way more texture than this one. So I might just stick to this. Okay, so those are really pretty. Yeah, I prefer this one. This has a little bit more orange. I don't know, this one, it just shows much more texture. I don't know, maybe it's the formula. Okay, and then I'm gonna grab the highlight and then grabbing my Fenty highlighter brush. This one here, I like it because it just hugs the cheekbone just ever so nicely here. Ooh, that's pretty intense. Okay. Here's the thing about Charlotte Tilbury. I can see why people like it. On camera, it looks so beautiful. In real life, it just looks a little bit, maybe too much more than what I want for my aesthetic. Like, I can see the texture in real life, but on camera, you can't see it, but I can see it in real life. I just think this is makeup that for an event or evening, I think this is really nice, but I don't think I would wear this during the day. It's just too much for my aesthetic. Okay, so I'm gonna grab, we're gonna go grab the Niji Pro for the bronzer, and it's a really big brush head, so we're just gonna angle it here. Okay, and then see what happens. I sometimes think this is still too big of a bronzing brush, if I'm being honest. I know it's like the influencer darling of a brush for bronzers, but I'm the person who likes a little bit more focused bronzing. There we go. So bronzer, no bronzer. That looks really pretty. I actually like the bronzer. You know why? Because it's not as shimmery. It's definitely more matte looking. I'm grabbing my Chikuhodo squirrel hair brush. This is a cheek brush, but I'm using it as a bronzer because it's a little bit smaller of a head. And just seeing if it picks up. It does pick up a little bit, but it's a little bit more, not as much. I do like this bronzer. It's nice. Okay, so that is the final look, just using this. I'm getting closer so you can see. It's definitely very, very glowy. I'm not going to say it's GLOWGASM because I think that sounds stupid, but I'm just going to say it's very glowy. Okay, so it's probably a little bit too much here. Let me fix that. I just want to balance that out. Okay, I just grabbed some of my Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I have quite a bit. That's my favorite curl for summer. That's Karina's Star. And then this is my favorite one. This is In Love with Olivia. I think I'm going to put that because it's more of like a neutral kind of pink. Great, that's pretty. In Love with Olivia. What I think Charlotte Tilbury does with her lipsticks is that she can probably, you could probably find the perfect pink lipstick for you out of her entire line. So I think she does pink so beautifully. Okay, so that's In Love with Olivia. It's one of my favorite lipsticks, probably my most used Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. So what I'm going to do is just come in closer so you can see this final look is, using the Glow palette on both my eyes and then the face. I think it's really pretty. I think that this product looks so great on camera, and it's one of those things of like a special event. Even during the day, it's a little bit still like high glam for me. This is just that my aesthetic. If you're not new to my channel, that I'm pretty gentle with my makeup and very subtle. So this could be your thing. Like even during the day, this might be your jam. And I can see why people love Charlotte Tilbury. So for me, this would be like going out makeup for an event during the day, or in the evening. I'd probably even go heavier on this, but it's just on camera, it looks so pretty. I mean, it definitely looked glowy. And it's definitely a tan person friendly. This all showed up on me. I don't know if this would show up well on someone who's deeper complected. Let me know if you've tried it or have seen other reviews. I would love to see that. My closest foundation shades are below. In Charlotte Tilbury, I'm about a 7.5 for her foundation. Beautiful skin. And I don't have any of hers because I just don't use it anymore because it slid off my face. But my closest foundations are below Dior 3W or Fenty 300. What I'm going to do now is show you this PINKGASM. And this is that new one she came out with. And this is what I mean. I used to have the highlighter and it was a great product, but I really dislike the sponge. It's just, to me, it feels like putting the kitchen sink sponge on my face. Like it sits around and it's not hygienic. And I'm really particular about my makeup and cleaning my brushes. Like once I use a brush, I actually wash it right away, and I don't use it. So because I have acne and rosacea, I'm really just kind of OCD about like products and that go on my face. So that said, for the purposes of this demo, I will show you at least what it looks like. Super pretty. And then this is what it looks like shared out. Okay, so in order to give this a fair shot, I'm actually going to take this off and this side, and then put this on after I reapply the foundation. Okay, so I'm back. I took off the makeup on this side and just reapplied the foundation. I'm using the Laura Mercier Real Flawless Weightless Perfecting Foundation. I'm really loving it. 4N1 is ginger is what I have on my face. And okay, so I have that on. I'm not going to powder it down because this is a liquid product, but you can tell definitely there's product on this side, no product. Okay, so what I'm going to do is do what they do in the videos, and I swear after this is coming off. I'm just going to apply it in a different way. So what I'm going to do is just squeeze it because it's already dry. Squeezed it yesterday. And then just put 3 dots and start from there. I'm actually going to use a brush and see how that works. And I'm using my Katie Jane Hughes 03 brush. Okay, it diffuses really, like it went away. So let me put a little more. And that seems like a lot to me, but maybe that's how I need to use it. I'm trying to keep it back here because it's pretty intense. It's very shiny. I really generally don't like shiny blushes. So what I'm going to do, and this is just me with my preference, like, so if you like this kind of dewy look, like this is for you. For me, I already have like really big cheeks already. So I have always had a preference of not having like shiny things on my face. So what I'm going to do is actually just grab a little bit of powder and powder it down a little bit, okay? Because what it is, like, I have aging skin and also like pores and texture there that is just emphasizes this. So I'm going to just kind of tap it down a little bit, just in the front, okay? That's nicer. I actually prefer that. Actually, you know what I'm going to do is just do this, because I think still there's like a nice glow you can see. And that's kind of where I wouldn't put any more. That's just my comfort level. And then what I'll do is at least finish with putting some more bronzer here to sculpt it. I do like this bronzer. It's really nice. Okay. I think that's it. And that is with this product right there. Let me know what you think. I do like that it's luminous. I worry about the texture because this is where I mostly have my texture is on my cheek. So the highlighter I don't really like. I'm trying to like tamp that down. There we go. And again, how the camera reads it is really nice. It looks so camera ready, editorial, but in real life I can see the texture. Let me get in if you can see. And maybe you all just deal with it and that's what it is, and maybe I'm just not used to it. I think this glow palette, face palette, is really beautiful. I think I want to play with it more. It's not an instant love for me, but I really respect and see why people love this palette so much. This was surprising for me. I thought this was going to be more peachy on me, but it ended up being more pink, and it was pink and frosty. So I kind of, like, out of all this whole pan, my least favorite shade is this. And this surprised me. This ended up being a more, like, I guess more coral on me than I was expecting. It's just really, it's a really pretty color. The highlight, I've never really been big on highlights, period, but especially Charlotte Tilbury highlights. I think on me, they've tended to show texture, and I was hoping because this was baked gelée that it wouldn't show too much texture, but it does. So what I'm going to do is actually add it now so you can see. I mean, there's a natural glow on that PINKGASM or that product, but we're here, so I'll add this for a super glow. If I want more glow, which is kind of like the whole aesthetic of this PINKGASM Beauty Light Wand, like I just added that too. So that looks really, again, so pretty on the camera. So like editorial, I'm going out for an event, an evening event, it just looks great. My favorite thing in this palette is definitely the bronzer, and that's just my preference. Yeah, it's definitely a traditional matte. I like this. So if they actually, maybe let me know if they sold this as a bronzer, I would probably pick this up. So I do like this palette. I just don't know if it's worth the entire money, but you know, we're paying for the packaging, the name. I think it's really pretty. It's very summery. It's very glowy. So you have to know that if you are into that glow trend and like this kind of glowy look, this is definitely a glowy palette. As opposed to like this Chanel face palette, this is not a glowy palette. Reminds me of like just like an everyday matte kind of like palette. This is not glowy at all. And I actually really like this palette. Some people did not like this. I really love this palette just because the tones look pretty good on me. It's got like a mauve in there and this, I mean, these are just tones that I work well with. And I like that it's not completely like a flat matte. There's like a subtle shimmer to that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. It's so pretty. This is very Charlotte Tilbury. I don't think it's anything original. It reminds me of Miss Cinnabar palette. So let me compare that. There's a different formula, but definitely the vibes are there, like you can see. And this is her special formula, Lisa Eldridge. I do think the quality on her shadows is better than Charlotte Tilbury, but that's just me. I don't think one's bad over the other. It's just a matter of like what kind of formula you prefer. But I'm looking at my eyes and they do pop. That is the good thing that people really, I can see why people love Charlotte Tilbury. There's like a pop aesthetic of this eyeshadow and it looks really pretty. I think in terms of this, what is this? The PINKGASM Beauty Light Wand. I think it's really pretty. Again, I'm going to take it out of its packaging. Here, I just want you to see how it could be built up. It's pretty intense. So I think if you're deeper complected than me, this is definitely going to show up. I just don't know how it's going to translate. It might show more pink on you, which is not a bad thing. And again, it's just definitely glowy. It's more sun-kissed. You can see it's like more orange. This is the PINKGASM and this is the palette. Let me know what you think of this final look. I'm happy I tried it. I will continue to use this and let you know what I think about it and see if it makes my end of the year like favorite. So I'll see this, but I'm glad I got it because I have not had success in liking Charlotte Tilbury face palettes before. So I actually think it's pretty nice. I like it. I think it's tan person friendly and it's very glam, very editorial, very like put together for an event. So if that's kind of what you're going for, like a summer glow and you want like glow girl summer, glow babe summer, then this is it. Let me know what you think below. Okay, beauty fam, I hope that was helpful. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so below and comment and like. It helps out engagement on my channel. Be kind to yourself and others and just be you. Until the next video, take good care, beauty fam. Bye.